gave him a $100 bill, and then we just started chatting as I gave him his money, and he said, do you do makeup? And I said, yeah, actually I do. I do straight makeup for models and stuff. He said, I need help. I am on my second week of Dawn of the Dead, and I do special effects, but I'm not really perfect on straight makeup, so would you help? And I was like, yes, another project, this will be so cool. So that was my start for Dawn of the Dead. So my job was to do makeup, and then George Romero, because he's such a nice guy. Same with Night Riders, you know, you do makeup, but we all get a part. And so anyway, that's what I did. And the Dawn of the Dead thing was really kind of creepy because we don't do makeup like that nowadays. I had that was a squib on my back that Don Barry put it with gaffer's tape. He put this, it's a prophylactic, and you fill it with this 3M simulated blood, and then you put kind of 2 wires together and they explode. So that was my back, and if you saw the movie, you saw I got shot in the chest, my back blew apart, didn't kill me, and then they had to do it on my face. But what was really weird is I just had latex mask that Tom did, and then I had this prophylactic thing on my face, just that, and then it exploded. And like nowadays, you're not allowed to do stuff like that. So there's a safety thing. Can you imagine if anybody has seen the picture of me after I was shot?
You never read your release.
I never signed it. Yeah. Anyway, things are just done so simple. But we're going first because he and I are going to do the reenactment of the machete. Huh? No, we're going to be pumping, and we have a friend named Chris who's going to help pump, and I'm going to do his makeup in shortly. And he's going to change. I'm going to kind of set up, but I just want to thank you all because you guys make Dawn of the Dead special. I mean, we all love each other. We all work together, and I think because George Romero was such a kind, wonderful, he is such a kind, wonderful gentleman. He hired just really nice people, and we just all get along. And my husband will even say, it's so interesting, we don't see each other for like 40 years, say hi, and it's like we continue a conversation. And we hug and we kiss, and we're all really close. So this is very special. I'm from Pittsburgh. I live in Michigan now. So when I arrived, I took off my sandals, and I jumped up and down on the grass. I was like, I'm home. You know, so hi to all you. I hope I get to see you all. I'll be here tonight for the VIP party. And I'll be here tomorrow, and come and visit, and we'll chat more.
Thank you. Thank you. Hello, everyone. I presume if you're here at all, you know that I'm sort of infamous for having a machete stuck in my head. I mean, I actually produced other things in my life, films and videos, and done a plethora of different things. But since we're sort of held for time, because Jeannie and I are going to sort of reenact the makeup and show you how it was done, and I have one of the actual machetes that was used in the film, along with my own that's got a cut in it that I use at the table. And if you drop by my table, I probably stuck it in your head by now. But if not, drop by later today or tomorrow, and then I can also make you a machete zombie for the rest of your life. It's going to be, I think it's going to be on my headstone, Leonard Lease, aka Machete Zombie and Father, and that, it's going to be the Machete Zombie. I think I have a machete stuck in his headstone. I mean, it was a fun idea, Joe. Jeannie, I think I'll try it. Anyway, I'm from Pittsburgh. I have a film production company called Dreamcatchers Films, and it all kind of evolved from the sort of infamous day when, you read a newspaper and, hey, they're going to do a film called Dawn of the Dead, and loved monsters since I was a kid. And I did the normal thing, I put together a resume, and I went downtown Pittsburgh, and I went into the building, and I walk into this empty office, and George Romero walks in, sort of from, frame left into the shot. That's the way I always think of it, George walking in the frame. And I didn't really know what George looked like. I just knew I liked this, Night of the Living Dead. So I said, hey man, would you give this to George, my resume? And he goes, I'm George. I'm like, man, what an idiot. Okay. So he sits me down, and we talked for, I don't know, half an hour or so, because I can't remember what we said except that we talked about film and editing. And I was probably saying the very thing that George's ears like to hear someone who loves film, loves editing, because he was a phenomenal editor. If you look at Dawn of the Dead or movies like Bruiser, you see the editing. And he had quite a cinematographer sitting to the left of me named Mike Gordon. He's one of my favorite people on earth. And, because on Dawn of the Dead, we'd be up on the roof, and, it's one of those things that if you haven't heard the story, right, I mean, it's a little tiny story, but it's like, Mike would do things, I was a grip on the film. I didn't just do the zombie. And so I was there for the beginning, for the end, the middle, but Mike would set up a shot. And if he, really liked the shot, and we had a moment, he'd say, "Len, come over and take a look at the framing on this." I'm like, "Oh, that's great." It was just like having a friend, like working with friends. And even those who didn't get to know well, it was like